Guys, today I got something super special to show you. I wanted to show you the Pocketbase MCP server that I have built. So MCP, for those of you who don't know, or for those of you who've been living under a rock, is like the hottest thing at the moment. So if you go to Hacker News right now, just today, and we search MCP, look at all of these MCP stuff. Yeah, so MCP just got support in Agents SDK for OpenAI. That means that it's here to stay. So Model Context Protocol, or MCP, is the backbone of being able to use other apps inside an LLM. It's super simple. Basically, you run a server which serves a schema to the agent, and then the agent's able to consume that as a client. So either that as a Claude, or an IDE, or as different tools, and then those things go and connect to the remote service. Pretty easy architecture to understand. Not a whole heap going on. And it's super easy to get set up because there's an SDK for all of these different things that they've got here. So in my case, I used an existing MCP tool for Pocketbase, which I'm pretty sure was AI generated. Went through, modified it so that it actually worked properly because none of the methods worked on it. And this is what I came up with, which is the Pocketbase MCP server, based off of the Dynamics endpoints. So the reason that I haven't used the Dynamics endpoints and didn't just go and do a pull request is because, honestly, so much of it was not working that it just didn't really seem worth it. Now I'm going to get you to see how to actually set this up. Basically, all compatible MCP clients like Claude, Cursor, Klein, they all have a file called MCP Servers, and to access it is different across the different tools that you're using. In this case, I'm using Klein with Cursor because you can't use MCP with Cursor when you're on the free version. I know I'm cheap. So I went down and downloaded Klein into Cursor, which looks like this. And Klein has a MCP marketplace, which I accessed here. And you've also got the ability to configure your own MCP servers, which I've done here. Now, for the sake of the demo, I've set up a little Pocketbase instance already. If you haven't done so, I'd recommend you go to Pocket Host and then go and set up your own instance. But I'm going to show you how it works, basically. So first things first, I'll jump into the code and then I'll show you actually building a sample app. So the code is pretty simple to understand. Basically, we've got a server which handles all of our logic for actually serving up the MCP server. In this case, I'm using a class method. You can use function-based stuff in order to get this set up. This is just the way that I've set it up because it's the way that Dynamics already has it set up. And we're going to run tool handlers, which are these things which create schemas as well as descriptions for the schemas for the LLMs to be able to actually understand your schema and match your schema when they create their outputs. Now, sometimes the LLMs will still hallucinate, but that's where agents come in because they're able to rerun requests with changes. So it's not necessarily a set and forget sort of thing. There's going to be sometimes where it just won't work exactly how you're intending. But yeah, this does a lot in terms of getting you there. And these schemas and these tools, they correspond to actual functions, so which are set here in the call to tool request schema. So this create collection corresponds to this dot create collection, which is this one here, which is where we've got our actual calls to Pocketbase. Of course, we've got our env files already set up with access to an admin email. If you want to create your own admin email, you can do that by going to here, manage super users, and then creating your own admin email. You will need to do this at some point anyways. But yeah, I think that the actual setup for the way that the manipulation of the text works and creating an interface is pretty straightforward in MCP. And that's why a lot of people are using it to build everything. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, why should I use MCP? And like, why aren't we using Open API, which is already an existing spec? I think the problem is that it's not specific enough for LLMs. Open API spec is, if you don't know, is a way of describing a REST API for humans to read, which is very good because you can set up things like Swagger, and it's very simple for us to consume. But the problem is with LLMs, they're kind of stupid. So they need to be told exactly what the data should look like, which is something which it can't easily consume from a Swagger doc. That's where MCP comes in. That's why it's becoming the most hottest thing. So yeah, that's how that works. Now let's jump in and create an actual app. So we're going to just kick this in the pants. I'm going to use the latest 2.5 Gemini model, which just came out. And I'm going to just say, create me a blog app. Or create me a blog. And then we'll see what it does with this. Oh, I've got no usage on that. Okay, never mind. We're going there for Flash. Let me create me a blog in React and use Pocketbase for the collections. And then, because it can't just read straight off this file, we'll just say, here is my Pocketbase link URL. Okay, so it'll go through, and firstly it'll start by creating the app. And Klein's pretty good. It's not as good as Claude Desktop. So if you don't have that already, I'd recommend paying for that. Cursor is good. I'm not saying it's not good, but for me, I use Cursor in a very specific way. I use it with just editing like this. And that's about it. I don't want Cursor to just go through and just do its agent stuff in my code base. No way. Because most of the code bases that I work on are code bases that I really need to understand. I can't just have AI go through and generate all of the code, because then when it comes to debugging, I'm just completely ineffective. So that's sort of where I strike the balance. Now, if it's a new product that I'm creating or something I want to demonstrate really quickly, that's where agents come in well. But for production-based code, it's not it, chief. But I think that there's still a place for it. So a lot of people are on that like anti vibe coding train, but I'm not on that train. I just think that if you're wanting to build something stable, you shouldn't vibe code. If you want to build something that you understand, you shouldn't vibe code. So now we can run this one here. So Klein wants to run it, so we'll let Klein go through and run it. The client's going through and building everything we need. Thank you, client. The only thing which I think it hasn't really thought about is actually creating the collections themselves. So let's see if it goes through and does that. Just because we don't care about this too much. Occasionally it'll get stuck, but like I said, you don't have to use Klein. Claude Desktop is probably a lot better for it. But it'll go through and continue doing its stuff. And if you haven't used MOE, just do it. It's so good. I still prefer Tailwind for doing prototypes, but MOE is really good for basically making complex components because they've got so many good stuff out of the box. Now let's see what we get back. Here we go. And we're getting the 403 because we didn't get this created with the correct rules. So if we go here and just create that, we should see that it will start working. And we can create a post. Sam's post. Sam's post. Create post. Not bad. Not bad at all. So that's as simple as it comes. MCP is easy. Yeah, it's easy, guys. So, yeah, I mean, there's obviously stuff which needs to be optimized. It wasn't entirely straightforward because it didn't create it with the rules. Normally, it needs to create like a create rule for allowing everyone to edit or update or delete. And those things just need to be specified. But the power in this, guys, is just incredible. I think that there's going to be a complete new wave of developers building these sorts of tools because this is the way to build apps really quickly. and even for production and great apps, guys, like, I don't want to be stuck doing data entry. Side note, let me show you. This is my scripts, which I've had to create in order to load data into Pocketbase. It's just ridiculous. So this entirely sidesteps all of that. We can just say stuff like create me a few blog posts, and then it'll go through and actually go and do that. So we can see that it's creating that, and then if we jump into here, we'll see that we've got our third blog post already set up. So it's able to actually go and do that. Anyways, guys, this has been awesome. I'm so happy that I was able to bring this video to you guys, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to be building out in Pocketbase. If this has been helpful, guys, subscribe to my newsletter. That's where I talk about the greatest and latest news for the week. I also talk about tools and tutorials, which are going to really help you in your developer journey. If you love Pocketbase, I recommend that you buy FastPocket. It is the easiest way to get set up with a code base. I've been playing around with Pocketbase MCP with FastPocket, and guys, it just goes through, builds the whole thing, and then it just connects it straight up. So do that, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.